My name is Kelvin Tegelaar. I am the CTO at Lime Networks, our MSP in the Netherlands. We're going to show you how we validate the identity of someone that calls us, using a couple of test tenants for that. And we're going to send them an MFA push message to their phone where they get a pop-up saying, someone is trying to validate your identity. Do you want to accept, yes or no? By doing that, you actually get the confirmation that you're speaking to the correct person. Let me start by showing the form. This is just a form in our testing tenant where you see the option to select a tenant and select a user. Now, let's actually review that form. As you can see, we get to select a tenant, and I get to select one of my many tenants in the list. For example, let me choose this one for now. And then it loads all the users that exist inside of the tenant that have a valid MFA configuration to send them a push message. So you won't be able to send a push message to users that actually don't have push messages enabled. As you can see here, I now have Diego and John. Let's select Diego. And the moment I hit submit, Diego gets a pop-up on his phone to actually validate his identity for the help desk. This gives a pretty return saying like, hey, the user has validated or the user has not validated their identity. This is the really cool part. Sure, the workflow is exciting. We use an options generator to create a list of items for tenants. And we use an options generator to create a list of users. The actual workflow is tiny and very small, and anyone can use it. Let's look up our identity workflow, authenticate user identity. There we go. And as you can see, this is actually super simple. This is a workflow that is just a couple of steps. First, we have a no operation to check if the tenant and ID and UPN have been set. And if they've been set, then it connects to the CIPP API, fills in the correct tenant, and fills in the correct user principal name, and then returns the value. That's all it does. It's a super simple, straightforward workflow. But we also have a little off thing here. In case the tenant and UPN have not been set, imagine someone hits submit on the form without filling in the tenant or without filling in the username, or they submit the form through the test option right here. You can leave these blank, you can hit test, and it won't work. So then it will actually warn you saying, with the same type of result, please enter a UPN and tenant ID to continue the workflow. What I absolutely love is anyone can build this. This is one of those workflows where there's not a lot of complex jinja, and there's not a lot of really hard manipulation of the objects that are coming through. It's just, let me get all the information that I need, let me send it to the server, and let me return it to the user.